This week's question is, how do I know what a yes feels like in my body? How do I know that this is actually something I want? And it's such a great, um, I can say this about all the questions. I think it's such a great question because this is often a place that we land in with a lot of confusion. There is this big gap between, even though on paper it looks like something you want, and then there's like this extended pause between taking action. And inside of that gap sits a lot of doubt often. And then the question surfaces, how do I know? So one of the exercises that I do with my clients is a felt sense exercise. And it's a great opportunity for you to give it a go. So my invitation here is to think back to a memory of a thing that gave you an incredible amount of joy or excitement, or like it was just a moment that somebody offered you something or gave you something, or there was an opportunity placed in front of you and you just jumped into it. You didn't even think twice about it. And it doesn't have to be something huge. It can be something as small as your favorite ice cream. In fact, one of my clients, when we did a guided exercise, we tapped into her subconscious mind, and she went on this beautiful journey. And it turned out that her thing was the beach. Like if somebody had to ask her, do you want to go to the beach? There is just absolutely no doubt, no friction, no hesitation for her to go, yes, I want to go to the beach. And so when we think back to that moment of that unresisted leaning in to this thing that is placed in front of us, I want you to step into your body and feel what that really feels like, a sensation in your body. What is your body doing? What is a thought that's in your mind? What is the emotion that is sitting inside of you in that moment where there isn't any resistance to the thing that is placed in front of you? And often what I notice is that when we are in that space, what doesn't exist there is this continuous loop of thoughts in that instantaneous moment. I know that what happens after that comes the logical, but can I, should I, the reasoning around, is it possible to have it now? Is it too selfish for me to say yes? All these sort of arguments around whether or not it's actually okay to want the thing you want or to say yes to the thing that's been placed in front of you. But I want you to just rewind to the moment before that conversation happens, the moment before all those thoughts begin to appear, and just go into that felt sense of what yes feels like. And that's how you know. So the next time something appears in front of you, a choice is placed in front of you between, the chocolate ice cream or the vanilla ice cream, and you can tap into your body and which one are you instinctively leaning into. Maybe it's neither of those. And you go, actually, it's neither of these. So if it's not any of these, what is the flavor that I want? Maybe it's strawberry. Maybe it's Bailey's, mint choc chip. I don't know. And my invitation is for you to begin to practice this with something very small, very inconsequential, so that you begin to practice and put into practice this connection between, oh, my body is leaning in towards this thing, versus, I'm not feeling that so much. And in doing so with less consequential options on the table, we begin to learn to trust ourselves a little bit more, because then you're going to have the thing and you're going to say, oh, actually, maybe I don't like that anymore. And it's an opportunity to then go back and relook at how we have this relationship with the things we thought we wanted versus the things we actually want. But the first place to start is understanding one, where is that moment where there was an unrestricted leaning in to yes, where there wasn't this resistance to say yes before all the rationalizing of it came into place. Get in tune with what that feels like. Really get in touch with that again. Find more of that in your life and play with it so that it becomes something that is very conscious, very aware and present in your mind. And then start putting that into practice every time somebody, and there will always be plenty of choices that you have each and every day, from teeny tiny ones to very big ones. And you can play with, even before somebody is putting a choice in front of you, you are faced with an internal choice. For instance, when you wake up in the morning, do you want to go to the gym? Do you want to have a shower? Do you want to stay in bed a bit longer? That's a choice. So, and I want to also just say that when you are building a life that is based on what you value, the choices you make every day either move you a little bit closer towards what you value or a little bit further away from what you value. And this practice really begins to open up our awareness around whether or not we're walking towards the life we want, the life we're building in tiny moments every day, not in the big momentous, big bold moves, or are we walking further away from the life we truly want to live? And so while it might not present the precise picture in that moment, what it does bring into awareness is the movement. Am I moving closer or further away? And just that awareness allows us and presents us with a little bit more power in terms of choice. Because ultimately that's what power is an ability to make choice, to respond, the ability to respond. So that's the invitation. Go and have a look. See what it is that you have an unrestrained yes to. Find something in your life. There has to be something in your life. Then find more of that in your life so that it really becomes part of your awareness, your daily awareness and your daily practice. And then effect choices that give you more of that feeling. That's how you know that's something that you're actually wanting, that there is an unrestrained or a less restrictive leaning in to that option before all the machinations begin around whether or not it's reasonable or functional or unselfish, or before you begin to make an argument against it. That's how you begin to know, yes, 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 there's more of me that lives here in this choice.